at the water. Ooh, ooh, it's raining down. Ooh. Hi everybody. So, episode 6. Yes, it's taken a little bit again. I've got some storage issues and also excited to say some real estate business, so that's been slowing me down. But it's done, and I know you're going to enjoy learning more about Lianne Hutchison, one of the succulents. It's been a really fun episode, and so here we go. And it's raining, so I am not in the frog. I'm on my porch, right about where the dead bird was. All of this is pretty fitting considering my guest for this episode, Lianne Hutchison. And of course, with that being the case, the theme for Lianne is nature. If you follow Lianne, you know how much she loves flowers and woods and oceans. So I think that worked out really well. And the rain is just an extra bonus. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
Being in nature, or even viewing scenes of nature, reduces anger, fear, and stress and increases pleasant feelings. Exposure to nature not only makes you feel better emotionally, it contributes to your physical well-being, reducing blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production of stress hormones. We'll be right back, after this brief commercial. Merch sale. Use coupon code FROG for $7 off one order total. Don't miss out. Shirts, hats, mugs and more. www.bellyofthefrog.com.
So for the daily motivation, I'm using the coyote because I feel like I've been kind of on that fast pace. And also I think, again, if you know Lianne, she's kind of hyper. And so I think that also fits.
This is a very rare sight to see, but this is what it looks like when a pack of roadrunners run along a dirt path. Wow. And this is exactly why Looney Tunes always made a dirt trail behind the roadrunner in their show, because the same thing happens in real life.
This week, we had the Aurora Borealis lights coming down to Georgia. So that is our interesting fact for episode 6 in 2024. I guess today is May 14th.
Interesting facts.
A rare, spectacular treat in the skies this weekend, the northern lights seen in North Georgia. Viewer Shree Foster sent us these photos from Paulding County last night. Look at this. You can see the pinks and greens of the Aurora Borealis lighting up the sky. The U.S. Space Weather Prediction Center says it's all because of a massive geomagnetic storm.
It's very difficult to forecast space weather storms. I mean, we're dealing with something 93 million miles away, and it's extraordinarily difficult to time these. We did a great job knowing that these were going to hit Earth.
Wow, geomagnetic storms are rated on a scale of G1 at the lowest to G5 at the highest, which was last night's.
Interesting facts. We'll be right back, after this brief commercial.
Sorry, honey.
Do the overhead lights work? Or is that like
If I was plugged in,
Oh, okay.
I would.
Gotcha.
But I'm not. I haven't ventured into plugging this thing in.
Oh, no. That'd be fun.
That's super fun.
I brought ants. Sorry.
Oh, no, you probably didn't bring ants. I have ants in my house too. Oh,
No, I did.
Maybe you did bring
I
ants.
did. It's kind of... I feel bad. Like, I'm like,
I brought you fresh flowers from the garden, fresh cut.
fresh ants.
Well, guess what? They'll die in here.
Cool.
Once we're out of here, there's nothing for them, right?
Yep.
That's right.
This is so static.
No, we're like,
Love it.
the frog's coming along.
No, looks very
Guess what? Susie Reed gave me this one.
cute.
Isn't that cute?
That's so pretty. Oh, what a joyful little friend.
And then,
It's a happy boy.
yeah, I'm supposed to name the frogs who gave them to me so I remember, because I'm thinking I'm going to have to write with Sharpie on them, because otherwise I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
Because I know Sherry gave me one. Sherry gave me this one, and Laura gave me that one.
I love it. That one's
Aren't they
great.
cute?
Oh my god, that
Looks like a pug.
yes. Those are so
Isn't that
flipping
cute?
Yeah,
I know. And then
love it.
Schmitty gave me this, and this is Schmitty.
That's so cute.
That was the first episode. And then, you know, this guy I found.
Oh, I love
Isn't
it.
he cute? Hi. And then there's a gnome from a certain friend, and a succulent from a certain friend.
Love
There's
it.
books from certain friends. Like I have these ideas that I'll come out here and read.
So baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I keep this in my car with me.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
I've got it like right in between
Yeah.
my center console and my
Cute.
seat. I mean,
That's
it kind
really
of slips
cute.
out, so I like keep sliding it back in. But I'm like, succulents are always with me.
Oh, you can open your present before we start.
Okay. A goose.
I am the worst at wrapping presents. Like, I think it's because when I was a child, my mother made me wrap them perfectly. It's just
Oh really?
I was gonna do more fun things with this too, and it's the end of the
Thank
semester.
you.
I'm just
Oh my god, you don't even need to be worried about doing anything at all or making you cry. That's not aesthetic. You can stand there.
Oh, it's just a fun thing.
Cute. I love it. Merch.
But you know what I did wrong? Look where it is. That's not where it's supposed to be.
I like it there.
You like it there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
'Cause you mean it.
Oh, I guess so. I was
Yeah.
always thinking it needs to be on the side.
Yeah, I mean, next run.
Typically,
maybe?
right? I mean, I can go in and fix it. Like,
Yeah.
But-
No, I love it. This is perfect.
cute.
This will fit under my espresso maker.
I have them for Katie too, but it wasn't here when she was here, so she doesn't have hers. That's what you get for waiting a little bit to come to the frog.
That's true. Patience pays off.
Yeah, yeah. Janice came from Rick Reese. She has a little platform to help her stand. So
Oh, I
it's
see.
good.
I see. That's
Yeah.
what that's for. Okay.
Yeah, but she falls a lot anyway because she's, her head's big.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say it, but
Right.
I think it's also how she's on it. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway,
She's cute though.
I would super glue that bitch on there. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
That's a good
I would
idea.
never say that about Janis
About
Joplin.
Janice, yeah.
I
I
don't-
think she'd like it if you did.
Oh, see, I don't know her like that. Like, I'm not intimately involved with her music.
I only know a couple things because I was trying to figure out what songs to learn because I didn't really know her music either.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone always asked me to do Bobby McGee, but then
Yeah.
I was like, there's got to be other songs because I always like to learn not the main song. There's Cry Baby. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that's
a
a
good
good one.
song. So that's one I'd like to learn,
Yeah.
but I haven't learned. And so when I was digging in there, I saw some of her stuff. And, she never wrote any of the songs,
Yeah.
which,
She was an interpreter of things.
right. I mean, still, a queen of rock, but I
Yeah.
don't know, partial to songwriters.
Yeah. I like it. I like songwriters.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool ability to be able to interpret and translate music.
Sitting in this, I'm like, why am I poop? Like,
Ow.
I'm just gonna, I can scoot this way a minute. There we go. That's good. That's better. All right. So the podcast is kind of the theme of it is that we're just like telling stories, celebrating you as an artist, creative professional, friend, succulent, bless you.
Sorry.
All the things. Flowers making you sneeze.
Allergy sufferer. No, actually, I think it's the coffee.
Oh.
I sneeze sometimes when I drink espresso.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pretty sure I'm allergic to it, so not badly, but just enough to make me sneeze.
Interesting. Or maybe it loosens up your sinuses.
Could be, or I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's the flowers. I don't know.
They came from Lianne's garden, just so you guys know. She brought them.
I grew them all from seed. These were grown from seed. These were grown from seed, but they were like these were
cool.
leftovers. I think Mike grew these from seed.
Oh, how neat.
Mike grew these from seed. I grew these from seed. No, did I? No, I bought these.
These were my favorite kind when I first moved to Georgia because I'd never seen them before.
The promos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, neat.
They grow on Canton Highway.
Yeah, they grow
sometimes.
everywhere.
I love them. They're great ground cover.
Yeah. Yeah, we had them, I think, in our first house when I got here.
And these roses smell, both of them smell slightly different, but they have like a really, really nice smell. I think this one has kind of a citrusy smell.
Interesting.
I don't know, but they're great. They're very happy right now.
Well, since we're talking about flowers, let's start with talking about your garden.
Okay.
Because that's like kind of, I would say, a big part of who you are is the nature.
Yeah.
So
thank you for recognizing that about me.
Yeah.
Dressed as the earth.
Hippie chick.
Yeah, I'm like in my earth colors, you know.
Yeah.
I even got
That's
my cloud sky blue or my cloud white bra. The sky,
Head to toe. Head
you
to
know,
toe.
like they peek
She's
out.
It's a cloud.
Yeah. So, yes, I am very. Even though like it's funny, I feel like that, and I feel very involved with nature and with animals. But then like, I am so. I don't want to say lazy, but I feel like I'm so ADHD that it's hard for me to like pull myself away to go actually spend time, like go hike.
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot more when I was younger, but the older I've gotten, I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a hard rhythm to get back into.
Well, plus you have a home with a garden and dogs.
Yeah.
And so you don't
go out.
necessarily need it as much as you might have
Yeah,
before.
that's very true.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's a positive side
there is.
to laziness.
Yeah.
The reason you're lazy is you're comfortable, right?
Right? I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
I've earned this comfort.
That's right. But like the house you're in now, you've been in almost 2 years, right?
Mhm.
And you guys started the garden pretty. I mean, there was some stuff there, but
There was
wasn't it like totally wild when you guys got there?
Yeah, it had so Wendy, who put all the flowers in, her and her husband put in mainly lilies and irises.
Okay.
And there's over 20 different lilies and probably like 5 or 6 different kinds of irises, I think.
Yeah.
So some of them are their like heritage family plants, like
Okay.
that they passed down through generations and they've moved from
Neat.
property to property.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she got the house, there was nothing in the front yard. It was just like really nice, expensive grass.
Yeah.
And then they started planting stuff, and then they put in the little white picket fence and stuff. And then when Mike and I moved in, Mike kind of got everything cleaned up, started splitting off the lilies, because when plants get to a certain size,
Yeah.
you know, they can be split off,
Yeah.
or they'll take over, and then they won't start blooming as nice and all that shit. So it's good for the plants too.
Yeah.
So he has been just dividing and planting, and we've been growing things from seed and planting them, and it's really starting to come together now. And he, even though he's gotten sick, like he's been able to get out into the garden and really make some big things happen and clean it up a lot, because like I couldn't, there's no way I could do that garden by myself. Like it's a quarter of an acre of property, but like I would say that about 70% of it is like flower beds.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's beautiful, but it's like I'm at the point where I'm just trying to have like radical acceptance with weeds. Like fuck mulch.
Right.
Like mulch it gets expensive, like doing as many beds as we have to
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but
I mean, sometimes weeds are pretty.
yeah, so
That's okay.
The garden it's been something it's like you know that feeling of going to the beach and you're sitting there and it's just like there's like that gentle movement and that calm feeling in the wind, and it's the same kind of feeling
Interesting.
that I get when I look at the garden, because the wind will come through it and it's just peaceful, and you might hear sounds like you do here, which is like different neighborhood sounds, and I love that, you know. I don't mind carpentry, I don't mind kids playing, I don't mind dogs barking or lawns being cut. I like those sounds.
That's good.
But then get like the wind chimes. That's what you need in here.
I do need a wind chime in here.
My
That's
God.
a good idea. That's a good idea.
You need like one inside and outside. Okay, noted.
Yeah. But you know what? You like make great videos of your flowers and your wind chimes and the rain, and stuff. Didn't you recently do a video where you were like playing guitar to the wind chimes or something?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, I was playing one of like an instrumental track that I wrote like a million years ago, and it just, I noticed it was in the same key as the wind chimes.
That's pretty neat. And you know, I usually start this with the first question is like, tell us who you are. Like, who is Lianne?
Who is Lianne Hutchison?
So, if you had to describe yourself, kind of dipped.
Is this like an elevator pitch kind of a?
It doesn't have to be, but it can be. Like you can tell. Like we already know you have a garden, and we love nature. I mean, you love nature. We love everybody.
Yeah.
Like we.
If you don't, you suck.
There are some city folk. You know, you never know.
I saw I loved nature. I saw I loved nature. I grew up in a big city, and I am an indoor animal. I don't let myself out very often. So I saw I love nature, but no. I like the idea of nature. Birds singing, you sitting there reading a book, fresh air, grass, tree, all so amazing. But no. The real nature, it has dead birds. They just drop dead in front of you. They live their life. Now it's time to say goodbye. Ducks fighting over territory and girlfriends. Geese that will bite you. And lots of bugs. Lots and lots of bugs. They would just show up, be like, hey, yo, you're on my house, go away. I bought a tiny bouquet of flower today. I was smelling it like, oh my God, my life is complete. This is so good. A snail came out. A snail. I didn't even see the shell. A homeless snail was in my bouquet of flower, okay? What could I do? I felt so bad. I took her home. I'm so sorry, but... So I think I love nature when it's on the computer screen. I saw I loved nature.
But, and Mike, which in case you don't know Lianne, this is your first experience, that is her husband.
I was going to drink out of that.
You want to pour your coffee in?
Yeah, I probably.
But Lianne needs to tell us, like, who she is. Like, you can tell us kind of your resume professionally or more about you personally, although my questions will dig into that a little bit.
Okay. I would have to say I'm creative.
I think that's good. Yeah.
No, really I'm an influencer. No. I am a preschool music teacher, for real. Weird, right? Checks out.
Oh, and by the way, Katie started this thing when she was here, as you can imagine Katie would, is that when, we talk about something and I'm going to drop in a clip of something, that when I do that, we clap.
Oh, nice, yeah. So you hear, you have the
clap
audio.
Together. So ready? 1, 2, 3. We did it.
Bottoms, crisscross, here we go. In position, people. Right. It is sharks to Miss Lianne. Beautiful. 9, 10. Only. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. You go.
Katie and I couldn't get it together.
See, I'm getting the more focused version.
That's
so
right.
That's cool.
Yes, we're
This is
this is
good.
the 6th episode. So
Oh my god!
I know.
That's
Isn't that
exciting.
crazy? It's
Congratulations.
crazy. Six is a lucky number, right?
You should take your hand. This is what I tell the kids to do. I'm like, take your hand up over your heart, and then slide it around and pat yourself on the back.
I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's been fun. But this is about you. So, yeah, music teacher, tell us about that. Because there might be some families out there that want to join your program.
Oh. Well, you'd have to be in a specific school. See, I'm not a one-on-one music teacher. I've tried that. It's not really my vibe. I enjoy being with, like, you know, larger groups of kids. So I go into preschools and I have a enrichment program and I do my own lesson plans and basically introduce the kids to like the fundamentals of music theory, a different instrument a month, and then we sing a lot of silly songs and it's a safe place for me to like spontaneously burst into another accent when nobody questions it, and it's great.
Our little kids are so much fun.
Oh yeah.
But don't you think, and this is just an idea I had kind of like just sitting here right now, with it being summer, a lot of neighborhoods, especially since COVID, like to collaborate and bring in teachers, either for tutoring or activities. So for the preschoolers who don't necessarily always have a great camp to go to, that would be fun through the neighborhood communities if you wanted to perhaps do some programs and get kids. So you wouldn't have one-on-one, you would have just kind of your same setting.
I did talk to a mom about that, like during COVID, but we could never.
Yeah, but like, now people are used to that kind of thing. Like they know how to do it. And we've got a lot of fun neighborhoods around.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I think you would have a lot of fun with that. And,
it's a slow season.
It's a slow season for you, so you might be able to, you know.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got ideas.
You could come help me.
I would love to.
Oh, my God.
Sure, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So.
That's a great idea because it's slow.
I know, because your work now, we can lead into that too, your new professional career, because you just graduated recently, last spring?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Time is warped. But soon, recently.
When did I graduate? Oh, yeah, I graduated at the end of 2023.
And your program was in...
That's right. I was going to drop out of that semester, and you're like, don't do it.
That's right.
Like, yeah, because I was going to be like, I'm just going to wait, and you're like, no, just do it.
Keep going.
And it was a lot easier than I thought it was.
That's right. That's
right. Yeah, so I did the film and videography program at Chattahoochee Tech. Highly recommend.
There we go.
Great teachers, and I wanted to go. When COVID hit, it devastated my preschool business because I'm an independent contractor and I had to shut her down for a little bit. And I loved teaching, but I never intended on being a teacher. I just kind of was able to join a company, and they gave me a minimal amount of training. They had a different curriculum, and I had the opportunity to separate from them because they were changing the pay structure, and it was very disappointing. They had new ownership, and one of the schools that I worked at, they said that they wanted me to continue. They didn't want to continue with the other
Interesting.
people. Yeah. So I stayed with that school and still teach there to this day.
That's
and
great.
The director who at the time who had helped me, she was like, yeah, just stay here with us and we'll, you can just start your own business. Have you ever thought about that? I was like, actually. So yeah, and I just had lunch with her like last week. So
that's great.
And she's retired now. So I get to, That was like 12 years ago.
Wow.
So I've been at that school for 12 years.
That's fantastic.
Over 12 years now. Maybe.
Yeah. And what's the age group again? It's like
4 months to about 6 years old.
Okay.
Sometimes 7, 8.
Yeah.
Depending on the time of year, because some of the schools that
Yeah.
I have, they will have like the summer camp programs where the like, kids are just old enough to still come back, and their parents need some care because they got to go to work. So,
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah,
cool. That's cool.
I've taught multiple students,
And
like
you're
in families.
Still doing that even though now you're working at...
Oh yeah, I also have a job that has parlayed from going to. Thank you. Well done. To stay on point.
I'm telling you, I'm getting good at this.
Damn. Take notes, Kelly Clarkston. Jeannie Caryn's coming for you.
That's right.
No, yeah. So when all that happened, when the COVID hit us, I started thinking about, you know, I've been making videos because I became a real estate agent and hated that. I don't know how you're still doing, God bless you, but I did the videos and I really enjoyed doing that, and I got into a lot more creative stuff through real estate. And then I realized, you know what, I really want to learn about that in a more formal environment. And I want to have accountability to, like, you know, and some structure to that learning environment. So I was like, I'll just go grab a little diploma program, you know, and see about making connections and hopefully, you know, learn that way. And it turns out I did. I, you know, kind of eased back into going to college at 40.
That's okay.
And
you were going to be 40 no matter what.
I know. I was
Right.
like, you know what, now or never.
That's right.
And I got to learn a lot of really cool stuff. And then I landed an internship with Georgia Public Broadcasting, our state PBS affiliate, and have been able to go from interning there to becoming a part-time employee with them.
Yeah.
So I am a production assistant, and I kind of assist them with whatever they need on film shoots, a lot of TV stuff, a lot of different projects that are created for the education department.
Yeah.
And then we also have like movies and TV shows come in there.
Weren't you in court or something?
In what? Oh,
Divorce court?
Oh yeah, I worked on divorce court too, as a production assistant. That was,
That's eye-opening, I'm sure.
It's, you know what, like it's really heartbreaking because they try to get, you know, there are people that will go on the talk show circuit like that, you know, and they'll like, they'll do a little performance because it's like you get $600.
Oh, do you? Is that what it is?
You get $600 per person, and then you get like, you know, room and board, and then airfare. So
Interesting.
it's a little trip to Atlanta for people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting. I worked on Who the Bleep Is That, which is a celebrity game show.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah, I almost drowned. That was cool.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
I almost drowned in the Chattahoochee.
Weren't you?
So
were you
cool.
filming, or are you just in a canoe? Like not a canoe. But
They were filming us.
They were filming.
So I finally saw the 4K footage of me getting rolled into Class 5 rapids.
Oh,
I think Class 5 is the highest or whatever. But like it was very terrifying. We were in Columbus, Georgia, doing a show, an educational shoot on featuring.
And this was when you first started, wasn't it?
It was like, yeah. I mean. It was, I started as an intern in January. I was onboarded in July, and by September, I was doing the shoot with them in Columbus, and they're like, does anybody want to go down the river? And I had no idea we were going to be doing that. I was like, well, yeah. I've got blue jeans on. This is a great idea. I was so hot. It was so hot that day, and I thought we were going to be shooting mostly inside. I was way wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't dress appropriately.
Yeah.
I was like, just beet red, and I was like, I want to get into the water.
Right.
Like, that was where my head was. And apparently our guide was trying to flip us because one of the guys in our boat said that he had never been flipped before.
Oh,
so
great.
they, you know, from my understanding
There's
from the
a plane.
producers, guys, I'm sorry, Jeannie,
right?
can't work like this. But yeah, so basically what happened was we were going on the river. Probably edit all that shit out, but
I don't. I like to leave the natural stuff.
yeah, it's yeah. Yeah. So we launch. We go down once. It's great. I'm like, this is great. I'm so happy to be alive. And then we go down in the next boat, but there's less people. There's only one guide in there.
Yeah.
And we start to go, and then we like lose it as we're going into the first one, and I'm like, oh shit. So I go in, I get a mouthful of water. I'm like, and then I'm like, oh no, there's another one coming, and then it just splashed me in the face, and I was like, I could not breathe. Like I was trying to keep.
An awful feeling.
Oh, it was terrifying, and I'm trying to keep my legs up so my legs don't get caught in the rapids.
Right.
Because you have to like keep everything elevated. I was trying not to lose their stupid paddle.
Oh.
I was like more worried about their stupid paddle.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have just let the damn thing go. They could have gone and gotten it.
They deserved it.
Yeah.
Like if they're flipping on purpose.
Yeah. So one of the guys in the kayaks came up and he saw me. I was really struggling.
Yeah.
The producers, like, they didn't realize. I had one of them that was there that day. She's like, I didn't. She's like, you like really like almost drowned, didn't you? And I was like, yeah, I did. So like we didn't realize like how bad it was.
Yeah.
Watched because I worked as the social media content creator for lawmakers. I had access to look at the footage on and I looked at it, and I have like PTSD from it.
Yeah.
Like when I drive past the Chattahoochee up here now, I like look at her differently because like I've always had I grew up going to the hooch. Like I lived in Roswell, we lived by the river, so we would go all the time. So I had like a very fond, happy place, like the Chattahoochee River, and now I'm like. Like, girl, you and I know it was like further south version of you, but like that was nasty. Like I have such
nature's powerful. Nature is not to be messed with.
I will not go back out in a kayak without a. Mike and I used to go all the time, and people do that all the time.
Yeah,
in Florida where my mom lives, and it's like,
I
won't do it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Hey, did you know that Roswell is like named one of the top 100 places to live in America?
Yes, I would believe it. It's great.
It is great.
It's great.
As a kid, you have different perspective.
I love the Roswell I grew up in, and it's really beautiful now. It's just so full of people.
It is. It's really busy.
And they took my woods. They knocked my woods down, and they built McMansions.
They did.
It makes me cry to think about it.
I know.
They like.
Well, someday maybe one of your songs will allow you to buy.
One of my songs.
You put out some great music recently.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Like to tell you that yes, I'm doing just fine. Go ahead and rest that worried mind. Well, you know that ain't the case. You slammed the door right in my face, and still you wanna sleep good tonight, do you?
Go ahead, yeah.
Eat my feelings.
Eat your feelings. You sing your feelings very well.
Yeah. I thought it'd be fun. I figured that would come up. For me to eat my feelings on camera while talking with my mouth full, because I love it when people do that. Talk with their mouth full. I don't care if you eat your feelings.
Look, if this were live, people would just want a croissant.
I know.
And if they're watching it now, they probably still want a croissant.
She did this to me.
You brought the croissant.
But you're the one that introduced me to them.
I did. If you've never had a chocolate croissant, I'm not trying to advertise for this company, but a warmed chocolate croissant is just...
They were warm. Not anymore, but they're still good.
They're so good. I did do this to you. I'm sorry. You know, I haven't had one since we were together.
Oh my God.
I know.
I would highly recommend you save it and warm it up later.
I think I might do that because I'm, messy.
Oh, gotcha.
right.
I gotta eat a little bit. I'm like,
no, that's good. If you had coffee.
So what was the question? We're talking about
Your
music.
new album.
Oh yeah.
Your new album. I mean, you want to wait and eat? I can always like
Nah.
pause and.
What would you like to do?
Well, what's the name of your new album?
It's called States of Grace Volume 1. It's not out yet, but I have been releasing the songs off of it as singles. And then like, I think in another month and a half or 2 months, they'll be packaged together as a compilation, like so an EP.
That's a good idea.
Because I wanted to release it as an EP initially, then like all the marketing people like, nobody knows who you are, then you do singles. And I'm like, okay, nobody knows who I am, so I did singles. And in the process, I am very proud of what I was able to create with Chris Turpin, who helped me produce it.
That's a good spot for a picture of Chris.
And
see, we're off again.
Yeah, I I have to do that at work.
Do you really?
Yep.
That's cool. You have one of those things? How cool is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they're called right now.
Yeah, I can't either. I know
The clapboard, aka slate, film clapper, movie slate, but on an actual film production, it is only called the slate.
Yeah, so Christopher Turpin helped me interpret what was in my head and get it into song, and he produced it and played a lot of the instrumentation on there. And I also had my band that I used to play with all the time, but now like it's the pandemic and life, and we just don't get together anymore. But those guys, so I had Matt Hart, Jake Bowling, Mark Perkins. Mark Perkins played some upright bass. Jake played a little guitar. Matt played some drums, and Chris played with us too when we were playing together regularly, and so we all had the vibe.
Can you tell me why you're thinking? I guess that it's always been survival of the fittest. I believe that you were all I need. So young and so naive.
And your band was called
Chattahoochee Golden Child.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But again, we haven't played together in ages, so. Because life takes everybody in different directions, myself included.
You never know what'll happen in the future. That's the thing to remember.
But yeah, so we kind of took I wanted to do like a more acoustic-y, more singer-songwriter version of the music, and not what the band did with it, because the band was definitely more of a rock sound, and I love doing that, and I miss doing that, but I like the acoustic more acoustic-y singer-songwriter stuff, so I had my friend Sarah come and play some classically influenced piano on there, and then Mark Williams play some violin, and it's just
beautiful.
lovely.
It sounds so beautiful.
It's beautiful stuff, yeah. That's together with...
They can say that this is create harmonies for the rest of your life. Are you still thinking to do that?
Maybe we should listen to it. Can we check it out and see? That would be like the only song that doesn't have any background harmonies on it on the entire EP, which would be a little bit weird. Might want to put a little something on there, but maybe not. We're gonna get a golden take. right. That was gonna be some.
Knocked it out of the pocket, lady.
And then Chris plays like a lot of Southern influenced, like singer songwriter, Americana a little bit, alternative folky stuff.
Yeah.
And it's about, varying things, and been writing these songs all my life. So like kind of finally it's great to have it put out.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for people that have listened to it and enjoyed it. But it's also very daunting as a solo independent musician with no major marketing to be able to invest into or create. No, it takes a lot of energy.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's just hard.
it's a lot of energy. So I'm like,
Well, just the process of making the album, I know that you and Chris spent years. Like,
that's true.
I don't even remember how many years, but 4, right? Yeah, 4 years to make this beautiful
4 years
album.
for 6 songs.
Songs.
Yeah, and COVID, and then I had a fibroid and had to have like I had a major surgery, and
that's right.
Just had like a lot of stuff.
Interruptions.
Yes, a lot of interruptions. So it's like I'm glad it's done, and I can move forward. But I don't know what for. Like I'm 42. It's cue the midlife crisis, okay? Like, that's where I am. Who am I? What am I doing? Why am I here?
I recently saw a friend of mine, Gail Fulton, actually, on Facebook, and he said a midlife crisis is just when you wake up and remember what you wanted to be doing. And so I think that's a good way to look at it, Like, so at some point you'll figure out, this is what I really wanted to do. And then you go do it because you realize it's time to do what you want to do.
I kind of feel that way about like TV and film production.
Yeah.
But I'm still like with music. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm a little heartbroken.
Yeah.
I'm a little heartbroken. I feel uninspired.
Okay.
I very rarely write. I try to.
Yeah.
I did get my electric guitar was kind of messed up, so I finally got it all set up by my friend David Spence. Great engineer, audio engineer. Great guitar tech. He does the sound for our Peach Jam podcast on GPB. But he worked on my guitar for me. Now it sounds great. And then one of my cables is messed up, so I gotta buy a new cable. It's fine. But I started picking up slide and actually getting the hang of slide guitar. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's really fun.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be open to new stuff and not trying to press being inspired, but I'm at that stage where I've seen a lot of my musician friends get to, and I'm like, don't give up. Don't give up.
You can't. I mean, it's okay to take a break, though, and kind of regroup. And, when you spent 4 years creating this album, and now once you're done with it, it's just overwhelming because you have these songs. You're like, I want the world to hear the songs. Mm-hmm. And then they go out to maybe 3 people. Mm-hmm. Or maybe 100 or 200, or sometimes you can get, 1,000 views on TikTok or whatever. But it's still such a minuscule portion of the world,
to
and
drop in the bucket.
Such a big wall to get across to share it with more. So that's honestly one of the reasons I wanted to do the podcast, is because I want to feature artists and share. Because if everyone I know looks at it and everyone looks at it, then maybe we can help grow. Ripple effect of spreading all this awesome talent. Because there's so much of it around us.
Seriously.
And it's, there's just not enough venue. Like, there's not like restaurant venues, but avenues, I guess.
Yeah.
To get to the next level.
Yeah.
It's hard, so.
It really is. It's like there's so many different marketing gurus telling you what to do.
They all charge a lot of money, which is great. That's their business,
right? Understood. Like, you spend the time and energy to put a thing together, and cool, get that. But yeah, it's just, and it's a lot to it's a lot of energy to create. I have like X amount of energy per day, you know, and between taking care of, you know, either teaching or going and working in production, helping take care of the garden, taking care of my animals, like
We do need to talk about them.
yeah. It's a lot, you know, and to try to carve out creativity time on top of like being super anxious, because when I get anxious and stressed out, then I don't like, I feel guilty when I sit down to create, and then it's nothing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, it does. It just takes a lot out of you, and it's just overwhelming sometimes. And I get that. But the good news is you're not alone in those feelings. I'm sure every songwriter watching feels that way. It's just disenchanting sometimes. You know, it could be, and you're like, why am I even doing this kind of thing? But you're doing it because you make beautiful music, and you kind of need to make the music, and you know, you make it and go on.
So one thing I did do as far as marketing is we met the lovely Carrie Stardust.
Oh yes,
recently, and she.
If you don't know Carrie Stardust, eventually there'll be a podcast with her. She's great.
She is. She's wonderful.
She's great.
She's on Instagram under Carrie Stardust. You can check her stuff out. She loves, like, her music is. I love her solo stuff that she's starting to put out, because it's got like a very cool like 80s like new wave flavor, and it's just like loving it. Her sense of melody and her like, she's got like, she can catch such a cool groove when she's playing. But anyway, she said, or she posted about some good Spotify listeners that she was getting, like great numbers, and I was like that's awesome, congratulations. She said, and she told me that she used Submit Hub.
Okay.
So I tried them. So basically you purchase credits, and then you use the credits to get people to listen to your music, and you know, possibly put it in a blog, put it on a playlist.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then they can also listen to it, and they can give you a critique.
Oh, nice.
So,
and you did that.
And I did that.
And weren't you recently featured?
Yeah, I got featured. My song that I released called "Yeah Right."
But lately, I can't seem to reason with my biology. This rhythm hanging onto me, an obsessive way to think. Puts a longing in me, driving a primal need to nurture and to grow. Spark I may never know.
Was featured in a Brazilian blog.
That's so cool.
What else? I think
that's a great song too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was it Brazilian blog and an Italian blog, and thank y'all for doing that, by the way. And it was put on a couple of playlists, so I didn't get like a huge increase, but I got more listeners than I definitely normally would, which is I was really grateful for.
Yeah.
Got some good feedback. Got some interesting feedback.
Okay.
So it's definitely one of those, like, you know, it's a critique, and these people are coming from a different place. I let it go. Once you let it go, it's not yours anymore. Yeah. All that shit, right? And the critiques that I got were the critiques that some of them were the ones that I gave myself in the back of my head about my own music.
Interesting.
You know, so it's like kind of like I get it. I get where they're coming from. Yeah. I'm not super offended by it. I'm more like disappointed in myself because I could know better. But it's like, no, I couldn't, because I know that as a songwriter, as a creative person, like, you have to practice your craft, and that's just me practicing my craft so I can get better.
You only get better by doing it and looking backwards. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
You can't always see it in the moment either.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't want to change it in the moment. Like, that's just what that was.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. And I didn't, like, a lot of people said they didn't appreciate the melodic line, like, in the chorus. They didn't think that it built enough, or it wasn't strong enough. Yeah, and right. Which I don't necessarily disagree with.
I don't know if I agree with that, though. That's a good song.
I mean,
you sing, you want to sing it.
Yeah.
You just want, so that's what, to me, that's a good melodic line if you feel yourself wanting to sing along.
No.
But
see, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't. A lot of these people didn't do it. Also, the context of the song is about not being able to get pregnant.
That's right.
So there was a lot of men reviewing this that were like, it's a little bit too slow paced for me. You know what? The vocals they're okay, and like, Can this be off record?
Sure. We're gonna clap. So I remember. You go.
Back in. So anyway, but yeah, so I got some great feedback from Submit Hub. I got some good plays, and I got some good features, and I have more credits that I need to go use, and it taught me how to put together a press release.
Nice.
So because they want that, like they want anybody, like most of the people that were doing that, like they were looking at a press release, they wanted to be able to go and grab pictures and stuff. So I was like, oh cool, okay. So I figured out how to do all that.
Very cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm kind of like in this place of like I'm at the tail end of doing this release, and I'm also not really playing out and not doing a lot to support it in that way because
Which, by the way, if you want to play tomorrow night, you're welcome to.
What's tomorrow? It's
Tuesday.
Maybe.
Okay. See how you feel.
Okay.
There's a spot for you if you want it.
Music Speaks. Acoustic Nights with Jeannie Caryn. Message Jeannie to play or just come out for great live music. Visit and follow Jeannie's Facebook page Music Speaks for more details.
Yeah, I'm enjoying playing out, but there's just a lot. My husband's he's got a situation with his health going on, so it's been a lot of stress.
Well, and I think that's a good reason to give yourself a break on not being creative. You've got some heaviness, which might eventually lead to some beautiful art, because I think it was Hemingway said you can't write about Paris when you're in Paris.
That's so true.
Because you're just too in the thick of it.
Yeah, I usually I don't know if it's I just haven't been very genuinely happy often in life that I've felt compelled to write songs about being happy, but I definitely have experienced a lot of grief and tragedy in my life, so that's where I have really created I feel like some of my best songs.
I would agree with that.
But man, sometimes I just want to write a song that makes people want to dance and move and be happy.
Didn't you think about writing some kid songs recently?
Yeah.
Because you get those kids dancing and moving, and you always look so happy when I see pictures of you moving with them.
My munchkins. They're great. They're a lot of fun.
Because, not that that's the direction you want to go, but that might be a fun, interlude.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Yeah, I've been kind of marinating in what I want to do.
Yeah.
And trying to, because what I would want to do is work on probably a YouTube channel, record some kid songs in my own house.
Yeah.
I also think that I'm probably going to just work on learning how to actually do audio recording like I set out to do when I was 18.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy doing that, and now I know how to do audio visual editing. I can work. I know
helped with the lighting today.
Well, we got some nice sun going.
Don't we? I know, it's beautiful. Are you getting too hot? You okay?
No, I'm perfectly comfortable. Thank you. But yeah, I wanna kind of try to hone in a little bit more. But now I'm I gotta walk around my garden and take some footage of my garden.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, it's a good time of year for that. Look at these lovelies. Look at this.
It's an expensive habit to have.
Oh gosh.
Music and audio.
Well, and didn't you recently get? I don't know how recently, because again, time warp. But you've got a beautiful guitar.
Yes, I do have a smooth stone guitar.
Yeah.
And she's a big old dreadnought, and she's got a big, bassy, beautiful sound.
Well, I know something that makes you happy, and that is
coffee.
Coffee, but those creatures you live with.
Oh my Jesus, yes. The reasons I wake up and go to work. The reasons I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. So this is love. Mm-hmm. So this is love. So this is what makes life.
That I want to get up in the morning.
That's right.
They're great. We have 2 cats, both of them rescues. One's name is Pepper. She's ancient. She used to be called Murder Cat because she didn't tolerate anybody else's existence that was a human besides Mike. And then when I
She
came
has
along,
this to me before.
yeah, she's not nice. Then Mike and I started dating. It took a year for me to win her over.
Wow.
She was so mean to me and would attack me and hiss and growl. But finally I won her over. And then we had a couple other dogs that are, they've gotten older and passed away. We have 2 boxer pit mixes, and one is called Bowie, and he has a little bit of eyeliner around his eye, so we named him after David Bowie. And he is a big old goofball. He's my little love. He's my big boy.
I don't know that little is the right word for that.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's about 90 pounds, 85 pounds.
Huge. He's huge.
And he's got the boxer face, and then he's white with light brown print, or cow, like kind of cow looking prints. And then his sister's name is Cow, because when you walk in the door she goes woo, and she also has a cow print.
That's right, she does.
She's the most precious sweet thing, but she's got more of the pit face with the really kind of sweet upturned eyes, and she's really gentle soul. And then there is Franz. Franz. Mostly we call him Noodle. But he is a Chihuahua dachshund that I rescued him and his brother 2 years ago now.
2 years already?
Mm-hmm. And he is the hardest dog I've ever had, and I love him so much. So if he attacks Bowie's face, and I'm like, no. Like, because they get so jealous of one another. But Franz is like black and tan, and he looks more like a Chihuahua, but he definitely like is like a dachshund, and he's weird, and he likes to like come over and like turn upside down and then like roll. Like I roll him over. He's the best, and he has the most piercing. His bark is the worst. It's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
It's. Oh Jesus!
That might be why he was set free on the street.
Oh my God! I know, like, but it's funny because like he wasn't the one that was barking when I found him. It was his brother, and now his brother, who lives with a friend of ours, Teresa, says that Charlie doesn't barely bark.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, what the.
Saved it for you.
Saved it. But he's like had a longer body. Like he's still got a little bit of a Chihuahua body, so we just started calling him Noodle.
That's cute.
And then there's so we got Bowie, Cow, Pepper, Noodle, and then Olive.
Recent addition.
Yes, the most recent. We've had her for about a year now, a little over a year. She was pregnant when we found her. I captured her from Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield Park because my husband is a ranger there, and she was hanging around the maintenance shed. So I went up there and captured her, and she's the meanest cat ever. She outranks Pep now.
Does she really?
Yeah, Pepper's nice. She like wants to be pet. Like she tolerates people more now.
Yeah.
But with Mike and I, she just wants to be pet constantly.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's really sweet and loving now, which is very funny. But yeah, no, Olive is her, little feral ass replacement.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
She didn't hate me. She loves me. Like I am the chosen one for her. She follows me around the house like a dog.
Wow.
But that first year, it was like attacks and like she knows I'm her mama, so she like love bites me stuff now, and I'm not a cat person.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this stuff.
Yeah.
Never had a cat because I
think it might be female cats, because my 2 boys are so sweet.
Yeah.
Like they've never been mean ever.
Dude, I know. I don't. Where's that cat for me?
can be on or off, right?
Mike and I have been married since 2015, so the math is 9 years now. Well, almost 10 years, yeah. Wow. We've been together since 2012, August of 2012. We went to high school together. We went to middle school together, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we, like, he knew my brother, kind of hung out with the same people.
Yeah.
Hung out, didn't, like, wasn't, like, friends with my brother.
Yeah.
And we knew of each other, you know, and we actually figured out finally that we had a class together.
Really? Oh, how
before
funny.
both of us switched to an independent high school called Independence.
Okay.
And we took a like home ec type of class together where we learned how to cook.
That's a good class.
It was a cooking class.
It should be. There should still be that.
It's funny because like he loves to cook and that was one of the things he's always done for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had this class together, and he sat with this other guy named Will Sowers. I was like, wait a minute, Will Sowers, you were the other guy in his group. Holy crap. It was so funny. We didn't just like gone out of our heads.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was cute, but I never crushed on him like that. Like he dated another girl's sister, but yeah, so we like reconnected on Facebook. I would like look at him posting on Facebook, and I'd be like, he's probably a sweet guy. Who would be like date a nice guy like him? And because I was dating this dude that was like
terrible,
really messing with my head, and like just like what. And then Mike and I started dating not too long after that because me and the other dude split up, and you know we had one little moment where I was like, hey man, because Mike's real lackadaisical about life
very
and
chill.
stuff. Yeah, very chill. Like never been like I gotta accomplish this, that, right. He's just like, does this thing. He used to rescue animals and like all kinds of stuff, and he loves to garden.
Yeah, and he went to school too.
He went to school and did horticulture, which he also actually inspired me.
That's right. I
to go to Chat Tech because I went. I went to his orientation with him.
That's right. I remember.
And
I
hit you up because I was like, "Are these kids that really?
Yeah.
They need that much ass wiping at that age still?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is
not all of them?
What's happening to this generation?
A
good portion of them. Yeah. It was really interesting to like understand. And how much more difficult I had always made college out to be in my head than it really actually was. And I also like felt frustrated because I never had true guidance towards what my actual skill sets were and interests.
Well, and sometimes you have to figure out what you want to do. Like, like you could go and get a degree, but it's meaningless. It took me 8 years to get my first degree.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it still wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I took another 2 years to get certified to teach. So I was English and business, and then I got a teaching license after that. So I ended up with a master's, but not, it took me a long time.
Jeez.
Yeah, it took me 8 years to get my
master's.
master's.
Your master's, that's awesome.
Yeah, it took me 8 years to get my master's degree. That's right. I didn't quit.
She should know quite. That's very true. That's right. Woman's gonna make shit happen. That's for damn sure.
Just every day do something, right? That's all you can do.
Yeah.
But but that's cool. So almost 10 years. When is your anniversary again?
10, 18, 15.
She's killing ants over here. By the way.
I was. And I have dyslexia, and I have like number dyslexia, so I always flip numbers around.
Yeah.
So I have to like think about, like, we have this little tradition where we put a bottle of wine and some cards, and then we like nail it shut, and we open it up on our anniversary every year.
Oh, cool.
And on the front of the box, we stenciled the date of our anniversary, so I have to like kind of like visualize in my head. I'm like, we got married did we get married in 2015 or was it 2018? No, it was 2015. That's what it was. So,
yeah.
So.
That's neat. That's really neat.
So yeah, we've been together a minute, and he is he's currently the a new subscriber to an autoimmune disease. So
that's right.
Not a new subscriber, but he's been recently diagnosed with something called Sjogren's, and it's a genetic predisposition.
Really?
His sister. Get on my high horse. His sister has been having all kinds of health problems for years.
And didn't know why.
Years, yeah. And she went into the hospital and had sepsis in the hospital. She had all of this blood work done. She had all these things done while she was in the hospital, and all her hormone panels were pulled, like autoimmune stuff was checked. Her autoimmune numbers were off the charts. Her Sjogren's numbers were off the charts.
Really?
Nobody told her.
Wow.
This was like 2 years ago.
Oh
Nobody
my
told her.
gosh.
So she's definitely been experiencing like these symptoms for, like since 2011, she said.
Oh my gosh.
And nobody called. Like to me, this is just, you know, a prime example of how women are neglected within the medical industry and not taken seriously. She's like gone through so many difficult things. And then Mike started having symptoms, and he started having really extreme symptoms and got a diagnosis within like 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And started getting different treatments. Now the treatments aren't really helping that much. They're kind of helping.
Yeah.
But he just worked his like first full week since last summer. So it's been almost 10 months since he's been able to work a full work week.
Yeah.
And he is a maintenance ranger, so he's out doing all
active.
of he's getting in, you know, between 20 and 25,000 steps a day, you know.
Yeah.
So, and he physically can't do that. Now he's got photosensitivity, so the humidity, the sun, like it would be better off living in an environment where it's humid and cool.
Interesting.
So,
Where is that?
Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
The Pacific Northwest, Maine, all those places.
Interesting.
He's like, see, we're gonna move in the snow, and I'm like, it's pretty, but I have no desire to have to shovel snow to get to my fucking car.
The layers you have to put on too.
Oh God, yeah, that's ridiculous. No, thank you.
I hate it.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Okay.
it's been a big change of lifestyle. He can only go and like tootle around in the yard.
Yeah.
Like that will be like his energy. He will give himself like, you know, an hour and a half, and he'll be able to get enough done. But
yeah,
it's been a lot, you know.
that is a lot. That is a lot.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
So it's okay though.
It is good that he now knows, and hopefully they'll continue to find things that help.
Yeah.
I mean,
they usually Sjogren's comes with a buddy, like a comorbidity. So I'm wondering if he has MS or something else similar. But you know, I'm not a doctor, so I really don't know. It's autoimmune diseases are wild.
Yeah.
I just found like some functional medicine doctors, and they're supposed to be like they're medical doctors that use more of a alternative holistic like treatment approach with supplements, and they pull blood panels and look at it kind of differently. Work yes.
So work makes you happy.
Oh my God. Man, I
That's
love my work. I love the people I work with. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like I could not, as far as being sorry to jump around this.
That's totally good.
But like being a preschool music teacher, being a teacher working with kids, like at that age, we are all about the early childhood education at Georgia Public Broadcasting. So it's like the intersection of those two worlds. It's beautiful. And they just, so basically they just like, you know, email me. They're like, hey, we have this gig and we want you to potentially work on it.
That's
Are you available?
fantastic.
And I
Are saying yes.
Yes. Well,
Fantastic.
yeah, as often as I can.
Here we go.
Yeah.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
I was like, okay, like when it was the end of the day, I was like, okay, I got this on, this, what else do we need to do? And he's like, what? You got yes, thank you.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
because
awesome.
we got out
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, all those years of closing restaurants,
That's right.
like,
It's true. It teaches you to multitask and get stuff done fast.
oh my God,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. And then working on like divorce court,
Yeah.
so I was kind of like floor directing. We had like stage managers. We had two stage managers, and I've done that too. I love doing that. But it's like I can go in and love on people and like just, what do you need? Okay, I got you, no problem.
Your personality is fantastic for that work.
Yeah, and I like to bring levity and like fun to the environment and joke around with people.
Ever you need somewhere to turn, I got you, my friend. Ever you Sometimes life can be hard.
Finished again.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we have circled around in a very ADHD way to...
That's part of who you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am one of those people that is self-diagnosed because of TikTok, but I think the accuracy rate is insane for people that are self-diagnosing for autistic and ADHD, from my understanding.
Yeah.
This is like, I did during the pandemic, got on TikTok, like started seeing like these videos just describing these different things that people experience as ED. I was like, oh, I'm not stupid.
Interesting.
I'm not lazy. I was like, it totally makes sense. And I feel like it's my superpower, you know?
I think so. I think, you know, especially when you're a creative person, it's likely part of why you can create.
Yeah. It's allowed me to be able to take it a lot easier on myself mentally and emotionally.
That's good.
It also helped give me the courage to understand that my failings at school, at the traditional education system, were not just because I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah.
It was because my brain is wired differently and I did not have the support that I needed to be able to get the proper education.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot better, but schools
Yeah.
have a long way to go still.
Yeah.
They do.
And they were like very college prep, or you're going to go through the tech schools. And I was like, I guess I got to go college prep because I don't, you know.
Although, truthfully, with that type of, I don't even want to say condition, but with ADHD, tech would be better because you're hands-on.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, hello?
Yes. I think, you know what, my guidance counselor may have tried to steer me in that direction, but I didn't have anything beyond, like, I liked school productions and, like, the theater stuff, but I wasn't a drama kid.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be, like, on stage. I didn't want to be behind stage at that point.
Yeah.
But I always enjoyed hanging out with the kids backstage that were working backstage.
Right.
So it's like, once this started getting around everything at GPB, I'm like, oh, lights, let's set the lights up. Yep, let's set the stage up. Let's get people where they need to be. This is great.
All right, what's something we don't know about you, like that your audience would not know about you? Because I know you now for, 5 years, 6 years?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Because I'm pretty, like, what you see is what you get.
You are an open book, no doubt. But it could be something like what your favorite food is. It doesn't have to be a big thing.
I'm secretly... Don't tell my sister. I'm secretly a Taylor Swift fan. No, just kidding. Taylor Swift fan. No, just kidding. My sister would disown me.
That's awesome.
What?
No Tay-Tay.
No, I don't. She don't bother me. I don't care. She can do her thing. She's inspired a lot of people to become musicians, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And she does a lot of good things, and I don't know her on a personal level, and I'm just like, I don't care. I just don't care. She's pretty. She writes
does her thing.
Clever music. It's fine, whatever. It's not my style, whatever. And then I feel like a hipster, and I feel bad because I feel like I should learn some of her songs for my kids. But anyway, I digress. I was gonna go with discussing a musician that's out that I really don't like and I think is overrated, but I don't feel like that's a good vibe.
Okay.
So what is something that people would... This is an interesting factoid about
like
me.
maybe the first time you played guitar, or the first time you performed in front of people is a fun story, or your favorite thing that Mike cooks you.
I have a ridiculously quick reflex. I don't know why this is the story. This is the interesting.
This is gonna be it. Okay.
I have. Oh no, I'll give you two things, as fast as I can. I have very fast reflexes, but I'm a terrible athlete.
Oh.
I have so
I
like.
wouldn't have thought that about you.
Because the ADHD, I can't follow things. Like I tried to be a cheerleader and I couldn't follow the moves. It was too confusing for me.
Yeah.
And I also got bullied. It wasn't that bad. It was fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I saying? I'm sorry.
You're not a good athlete.
Oh yeah, I have fast reflex and I'm not a great athlete. But when I was in 6th grade, I was in a class full of 8th graders for PE. And somebody was throwing a football across the field. And I happened to see the football coming at me. And for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I decided I was going to kick my back leg up. So up comes my back leg.
Yeah.
The football hits my leg, hits the top of my foot, and lands, boom,
Whoa.
in my hand. And I was the coolest kid for about 3 minutes on that field. To all those 8th graders. So, like, I have super fast reflexes, which is great with kids.
Yeah, no doubt.
Great with
I bet
kids.
you'd be a tennis player then.
I might be.
Because I think you're probably more athletic than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah, I just don't, like, I just get too ingrained in, like, the sofa. Or
Yeah.
I get too anxious, and I'm like, I gotta do this, and then I won't carve out the time for it.
See what you're saying.
But once I get into it, like, I was going on, like, walks where I was walking for, like, I'd be gone for, like, 2-3 hours, and I was like, oh, crap, I had things to do. That was a great walk, though, man. I'm feeling my legs. Wow! I'm like, goodbye, cellulite. That and I Dream the Future.
Okay.
Okay, so go with me on this.
Yeah.
I, of course, look at me. I'm into astrology. I'm into tarot. I'm into all that.
Not everybody would have known.
No, I mean, like, to each your own. I respect all religions and all belief systems and whatever. So let me do me. But I also saw a full TikTok recently talking about different. Like, I have my sun is in Pisces. No surprise there, right? My moon is in Pisces.
Okay.
So apparently, people, I think, with their moon in Pisces have a tendency to dream the future.
Interesting.
And then they experience deja vu where it happens.
Oh.
And I just had that happen to me recently where I had experienced a deja vu.
Okay.
Okay. And it's usually, the deja vu usually happens like 2 to 4 years after I actually have the dream.
Oh, how weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll have these dreams and be like, that was weird. I wonder if that was, like, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And so the last one that I had was a couple years ago. I remember feeling like I was in this, like, studio, like TV studio or something, and I was, like, sitting behind a computer doing something, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And then I was working on a project where we are introducing kids to different kinds of, like, orchestral and band instruments. And I was running the teleprompter. So I had set the prompter up, was getting everything going. The host of the show was standing there, and I was like, oh, I dreamed this.
That's so neat.
I dreamed this.
That's so neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had things like that happen.
Dream the future. That's
and
great.
I have premonitions too.
Yeah.
I have, like, very strong premonitions, and one of the strongest ones I've ever had was, like, my sister was going to move to New Orleans at a certain point in her life, and about, like, it was like 6 months before Katrina, and she was supposed to move there a couple months before Katrina happened. And I was like, nah, I got this bad feeling, you shouldn't go. And she didn't end up going, but I was like, so I kind of, like, I don't know.
That's interesting. Well, you're still one with nature, I feel. That,
Yeah.
you probably sense the energy of the planet or something that gives you these unique insights.
I do feel things on a very deep and intense level, and it's hard to be around a lot of people sometimes.
Yeah.
I gotta, like, we all do. I mean, I'm not special.
No, but
in that,
I think as much as you are an open heart, you have to have the right, I don't know what, mood, setting, feelings, energy. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I would definitely like to develop that side of me more.
Yeah. Well, that was one of my other questions, is what is something you want to do in your future?
In the future.
I definitely think, like, becoming more kind to my body and having more of a healthy spiritual relationship with myself.
Okay.
Like doing more yoga, meditating a little bit more, getting in communing with nature. I'm not, like, talking about, like, going and dancing naked in the woods or anything like that. Just going, because I grew up.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, and if that's. If I had
there
woods
are people
to
who do that.
If I had woods to do that that would be another story.
I mean, I haven't seen them do it. I've seen probably on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the property, that's another story. Yeah. But no, I grew up in the woods. Like, I grew up, my house was at the edge of a dead-end street, and there was just hundreds of acres of woods.
Yeah.
And we cut trails through those woods, and I lived in those woods. And when life got hard, I went to the woods.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
and it was like my safe place. So when I did hear and see that they had sold the land on the other side of the house that I grew up in, and like it just broke my heart. I was like, my tree was trying to be.
Very little stays the same these days. It's true.
Yeah, I think that will help me figure out the rest of the stuff. But.
Yeah, I think so. All right, and what advice would you give to others, either young people or just people in general, or artists, creatives?
Tips and advice.
Just in general?
And you can either think of a specific group in mind or in general. It's up to you.
I think if you're setting out to be, if you're a creative person, and if you have a neurodivergence, or if you're just a creative person, I think just keep going for it and keep exploring, you know, pushing those boundaries with different kinds of things, and don't be too hard. I mean, I'm a little bit hard on myself, but I do cut myself a break. I've gotten a lot better about that.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, to find some grace with myself and patience and, you know,
acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely do what you love.
Yeah.
Like, do what you love. I am at the bottom of the barrel with production work. I'm a production assistant. I'm still learning stuff, and I love it. And it's, you know, I'm 42. It's a little bit humbling because there's women that are my age that are running the business. They're running the company. They have their own businesses.
But you start when you start.
Yeah. So like, I'm doing my thing, and it's a lot of fun. And I don't know. When I do what I love, it feels like the resources start to kind of, they come together on their own.
Yeah.
And I think if you're just going in, if you do what you love and you don't get in too deep into the hustle culture, like, and just wear yourself thin.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it kind of goes back to your album too. Like, you wrote those songs, recorded those songs because you loved it.
Yeah.
And then once you try and get into the post-production marketing, that's where it shuts down.
Yeah.
It's not what you love.
No.
Yeah. Still gotta do it.
I mean, I enjoy aspects of it. Like, I mean, like, I like social media to the point where, like, I'm signed up, and I've gotten a certification from Google in digital media, and I'm still learning and still taking more certifications because it'll help me with my personal stuff. It'll also help me get like a big girl job, you know, potentially. So
you're racking up the skills.
I think just do what you love.
Okay.
Like, do what you love. Surround yourself and surround yourself with people that either give you an equal amount of energy or give you more than what you are, you know, putting out. Yeah. Because that's hard to find, and when you find those people,
the succulents.
Hey guys, them. Go on their podcast, support what they do.
That's right.
We should do that like an echo. Succulent, 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 succulent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the succulents.
He's like, I just want to go home now. Can y'all be done? I got.
You're in a stay, and I turn my back. just want someone to hold me and love me through the night.
I went super ADHD and like tried not to mask and get too weird with you guys.
Yeah.
But like I met Katie first. Katie Martin and Jeannie and I are all like the GEORGIA Succulents, right? We're all friends. But I met like as an adult, meeting other women that are musicians that are into animals, into nature, into all the things that I'm into. Like it was such a blessing to like.
It's been so
meet
much
y'all.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's go where you're embraced.
Yeah.
And do what you love.
Good point. Good point. All right. Do you have a favorite word?
Favorite word.
Mustache.
Mustache.
That's a good one. It's just fun to say.
Interesting.
Mustache. I don't know. I probably have something else, but that's the first thing that came.
That's
to
a good
mind.
one.
Mustache.
Hear about it anymore. It's a shame I've got to live without you anymore. There's a fire in my heart, a pounding in my brains, driving me crazy.
Mustache.
My daughter, when they were, I forget what grade, but they would get those felt ones and wear them all the time. They were into them. I don't know why. I know what show or thing was creating this obsession with mustaches.
Oh yeah, that was like a thing.
Yeah.
I remember that back in the 2000s and
Yeah.
the 2000s.
Yeah, it was.
My dad had the best mustache, and I don't like mustaches on people.
They're coming back too. I see a lot of guys with them.
Mike likes
Can't
pretty
say
good
that
with one.
I don't like it either.
I don't. It's not like my mom is a big Tom Selleck fan.
Interesting.
With the stash.
With the big stash.
With the mustache. I got her like a coffee mug.
Yeah.
With him, and then a T-shirt. And she wears them all the time. And she uses the coffee cup all the time.
That's so funny.
Tom Selleck strong.
He's dreamy. He's dreamy.
I mean, those blue eyes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. He was dreamy back then, but I forget what show was it.
When he was on
some
Friends?
lawyer show. No, there's some. Oh yeah, he was great on Friends. And then there was some lawyer show. I can't remember the name of Boston Legal. Maybe he was in there.
Oh,
Did
nice.
really good.
You're
That's
being
what I thought.
summoned.
I know. I'm not answering that either. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. The last question. It's just. It's not political. You know, I'm not political.
Breaking news. Politic and economy. No politics. Only humor.
But it came from something that President Biden said.
Okay.
He was doing some interview and he's like, "Let's go lick the world," is what he said. He was gonna say go get him. He's like, "Let's go lick the world." And at the same time, like within a week or something, randomly, Buddy Finithy sent me this really adorable logo for me to use.
Yeah.
Of a pug flying around the world.
Nice.
And that's basically when the podcast kind of came to life. I think I showed it to you.
I've seen it. I love that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So,
I love that too.
yeah, I know. It's cool. And I was like, okay. Doesn't matter where your inspiration comes from, right?
Yeah.
So this little segment here, like the whole interview segment, is go lick the world. And so the question for you now is, if you were a dog, because this has gotten weird on other episodes, I'm just going to say that. No offense to my previous guests. But if you were a dog, what kind of dog would you be? And who would you want to go lick? Like as in meeting them. You know, because you know what dogs do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would probably either be a pug or a pit bull.
Okay. Or a mutt of the two.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a dream. What a dream creature.
Yeah. Oh, I think what was it? There's a combination, it might have been a husky and a pug would make a hug. Something like that.
That's great. Oh my God. I think either pugs and pit bulls for life. Like,
Yeah.
those are the best dogs.
Yeah.
I would probably want to. This is again not going with like anything sexual or anything,
Right.
but like my dad, like
Yeah.
like my dad just was the best human. Like
Yeah.
he was the nicest dude.
Yeah.
Like to take me, multiply like the niceness by 1,000. Like that's my dad, and animals loved him.
He's a lot of who you are.
Yeah, very much. Because he spoke dog, like I speak dog.
Yeah.
And he, like, I just know how much he appreciated animals.
Yeah. Those are the best.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
That's weird.
Even some of our other friends. You'll see.
I can't wait
she
to watch it.
She hasn't watched an episode yet, so now it's not.
Now finally get to watch them. I've been waiting because I wanted all the questions to be surprise for me.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that is the last question, unless there's anything else you want to share with everybody. Maybe like your music's not on Spotify.
Oh yeah. You can find me. At I'm on Instagram. I am mainly social media active on Instagram. And you can find me at Lianne Hutcheson, LIANNEHUTCHESON. Before that, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not very active on there.
And you have a website.
I have a website. It's liannehutcheson.com.
And I drop all those links into the video.
Yeah.
And then your music box, does that have a?
Yeah, I have a website for my business called Atlanta Music Box, but I'm in my schools. I'm not, like, I love teaching, but I'm not really trying to get any more schools in. I'm trying to keep that time open for production work. All of this is great.
It's working. It's working. But we'll end the podcast. I'll see you later.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks
this
for
so
coming.
much fun.
Is that what they do on the channels?
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do.
Thank you.
You're
It was
welcome.
fun.
You're
I
welcome.
got
Thanks
to
for
do
coming.
it finally.
She brought me a chocolate croissant too.
Can I take lessons? I'm gonna drink my coffee like this. This is how you are supposed to actually do it. That way you don't put too much in your mouth so it doesn't get too hot. Like, I don't know if you can see, because that motion, it just really sets it off.
Yeah,
but yes.
After this brief commercial. Subscribe to Fly on the Wall, the jam sessions. For details, visit patreon.com/Jeannie Caryn. Let's tour the frog.
Subscribe if you can so that you don't miss an episode. And really enjoy your week. Make it a good one. See ya.
Let's recap. Party in the Frog, Frog Tunes, Fly on the Wall. 3 new shows, all originating from the belly of a frog. Sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss the buzz. Visit linktree/Jeannie Caryn. Things to do. 1. Shop merch. 2. Download music. 3. Purchase HTRP books. 4. Join the newsletter. 5. Check the show schedule. 6. Follow me. Find all. Linktree.com/Jeannie Caryn.
Credits: Host and Director, Jeannie Caryn. Producer and Editor, Jeannie Caryn. Theme song, Like the Water. Composer and Performer, Jeannie Caryn. Go Lick the World segment artist, Buddy Finetti.
Merch sale. Use coupon code FROG for $7 off one order total. Don't miss out. Shirts, hats, mugs and more. www.bellyofthefrog.com.